The date is September 3, 1260. In a valley called Jalut, two armies are about to clash. One side has never lost a single battle. The other side believes they are marching straight to their deaths. For 60 years, the Mongol war machine has crushed everything in its path. They've erased entire cities, slaughtered millions, and even built pyramids from human skulls. From China to Eastern Europe, no army has ever stopped them. But today will be different. Today, history is about to change forever. The Mongol army is led by Kitbuka, a Christian general who has served the Great Khan his entire life. He has just conquered Damascus, Aleppo, and most of the Middle East. His troops are confident, undefeated, and unstoppable, or so they believe. Standing against them are the Mamluks of Egypt, not ordinary soldiers, but elite warriors who were once slave boys. Their leader is Sultan Qutuz. Just 3 years ago, he was a low-ranking officer in Cairo. Now he holds the fate of the entire Islamic world in his hands. The Mongols send him a message: surrender, or Cairo will suffer the same fate as Baghdad. And everyone remembers Baghdad. In 1258, the Mongols destroyed it completely. 1 million people died in a single week. The rivers ran red with blood. Books from the legendary House of Wisdom were thrown into the river until the water turned black with ink. But Qutuz doesn't surrender. Instead, he executes the Mongol messengers and nails their heads to the gates of Cairo. This means war. And until this day, the Mongols have never lost one. In 1260, the Mongol Empire is the largest empire in human history, stretching from Korea to Poland, covering 13 million square miles, about 1/5 of all land on Earth. Their power comes from speed, discipline, and fear. Their horses can travel 50 miles a day. Their archers can hit a coin-sized target from 100 yards away, while galloping at full speed. And most of all, they use terror as a weapon. Cities are given two choices: surrender and live as slaves, or resist and be completely destroyed. Almost every city surrenders. But the Mamluks are different. They were taken as boys from Turkey and Central Asia, trained from childhood to fight with swords, bows, spears, and maces, taught tactics, religion, and loyalty, not to their families, but to each other and to Islam. By the time they earn their freedom, they are living weapons, brothers forged by war. Among them is Baibars, Qutuz's best general. He has a daring plan. It's risky, never tried before, and if it fails, the entire Islamic world will fall. The Mongols, about 20,000 strong, are marching south through Palestine. They move fast and hit hard, the same way they've always fought. But Baibars has studied their patterns. He notices they always send a small scout force ahead, then follow with their main army once the enemy panics. This time, the Mamluks will turn that strategy against them. Qutuz agrees, but adds one critical change: instead of staying safe in Cairo, he will lead the army himself. His advisors think he's insane. Sultans don't fight in battles. But Qutuz knows his men need to see him risk his life beside them. September 3, 1260, Jalut. The desert is still cold at dawn. Just as Baibars predicted, the Mongol scouts, about 1,000 horsemen, arrive first. They see only 500 Mamluk cavalry waiting for them. The Mongols attack immediately. Arrows darken the sky. Horses thunder across the sand. The Mamluks seem to panic and flee. This is what the Mongols expect: every enemy runs at first. But as they chase, something feels off. The Mamluks are retreating in perfect formation, firing arrows as they move, and luring the Mongols deeper into the valley. Then Kitbuka arrives with the main Mongol force. The valley is narrow, the walls are high, and he can't see what's ahead. He should be cautious, but he's a Mongol general. And Mongols never wait. They attack. 20,000 Mongol warriors charge into the valley like water through a funnel, and then it happens. Horns echo from all sides. Thousands of hidden Mamluk soldiers rise from the hills. They are everywhere, nearly 30,000 of them. For the first time in 60 years, a Mongol army is trapped. Still, they don't panic. Kitbuka orders a breakout to the south, toward open desert where their speed and archery might win the day. The Mongols slam into the Mamluk lines. Their arrows strike true. For a moment, it looks like they might break through. Then Qutuz does the unthinkable. He throws off his helmet and screams, "O Islam," at the top of his lungs. His soldiers see their sultan fighting like a common warrior, bleeding as they bleed, and it lights a fire in their hearts. The Mamluks charge with unstoppable fury. They are not frightened farmers or soft city dwellers. They are professional killers, trained for this very moment. The Mongols are overwhelmed. Kitbuka fights like a lion, cutting down dozens before he is finally surrounded and killed, shouting defiance with his last breath. By sunset, almost the entire Mongol army is wiped out. Only a few hundred survive and flee. For the first time, the Mongols have lost everything. The victory at Ain Jalut is more than military, it's psychological. For 60 years, the Mongols seemed invincible, chosen by heaven. That myth dies in the sands of Palestine. News of the victory spreads like wildfire, from Cairo to Baghdad to Damascus. People who lived in fear for decades now dare to hope. The Mongols can be beaten. Far away in Mongolia, Great Khan Monk receives the news months later. For the first time ever, a Mongol army has been completely destroyed. The empire halts its expansion westward. Resources meant to conquer Africa and Europe are sent elsewhere. The Mamluks use this chance wisely. In the following years, they recapture every city the Mongols took in Palestine and Syria. Qutuz is later assassinated, but Baybars becomes the new sultan and continues the fight, against both the Mongols and the Crusaders. By 1300, the Mongol Empire begins to break apart into rival kingdoms, fighting each other instead of conquering the world. The Mamluks rule Egypt and Syria for 250 more years, becoming patrons of art, science, and architecture. Cairo grows into one of the richest cities on earth, and knowledge preserved in Islamic libraries later helps spark the European Renaissance. None of this would have happened if Qutuz had chosen to stay in Cairo, or listened to advisors who told him to surrender. Ain Jalut didn't just save Egypt. It saved the idea that no empire is unstoppable. Even the strongest can fall when people fight for their homes and beliefs. Today, the battlefield of Ain Jalut is just a quiet valley in the West Bank, with no monuments or signs. Most visitors don't know they're standing on the ground where world history changed forever. But on September 3, 1260, a group of former slave boys proved something the world will never forget: even the mightiest empire in history can bleed. And sometimes, that's all it takes to change the world.